Welcome back to News Insight. On this special discussion, we're looking at Bala Mohammed. He said there was nothing political about him not being in Lagos to see the president. My opinion. Mm-hmm. I wonder what the governors are always going to Lagos to see the president for. But let's start with Bala Mohammed. What do you think? What he said? What do you think about it?
Yes, I also heard and I read he lost his stepmother that same day in the morning. And I think in African culture, the way we do things in Africa, I'm sure even the president should understand with him. There's no way your stepmother will pass on at 102 and you'll be leaving Bauchi for Lagos because you want to go and visit the president because of New Year. I think if that is truth, he has very good reasons not to have gone there, other than the accusation of maybe what is between him and the president, or disagreement over how the president is running some departments of the affairs of the country, and then the issue of the tax reform. If he lost his stepmother can even be closer to you than your mother, and normally in Africa we respect the dead.
Okafor, the last time he said, "Don't threaten me."
Yeah.
Don't threaten me.
Once you're set to fight, in quotes. Any other thing that happens, it's like when you tell somebody, I will deal with you, and the person gets there, get involved in an accident, they'll start looking at you whether you were involved or
in dealing with the person
or not. So that's just what happened. I think if there was need for them to go to see Asiwaju for Christmas, or the governors, if there was need for that, I don't think Bala absented himself simply because he has any disagreement with the president. These are no personal disagreements, mind you. Bala was speaking for the entire North, speaking for the northern governors, speaking for the people, speaking for what they believe that they can handle on tax reform. I can assure you there are no personal issues between Bala Mohammed and Asiwaju. People try to stoke fears and emotions on everything. Just like your question, there is also not need for them to go and greet the president.
It's not looking like a yearly pilgrimage.
Yeah, so yearly they don't have to do that, But again,
instead of them to be celebrating with their people,
but again, it's what will people benefit if at the end of the day that they see that as working together or collaboration for the betterment of Nigerians, for Nigerians to have better life. Well, we might not query that. Because working together,
we've not also seen anything
coming out of it.
Yes.
So I don't see what is coming out of it, because at the end of the day, it shouldn't be when you are so close with somebody unofficially. There are certain things you might not be able to do officially.
Yes.
So I don't see why they are doing that visit. I don't,
because last year they did it.
Yeah, I don't see why they did
and
that.
this year now they are doing it. Yeah. So they are making it look like
now anybody that doesn't go, you begin to find why the person is not there. You can imagine somebody burying his 102-year mom. Yeah. Now people are beginning to query why he's not there. He now had to start raising excuses why he must not be there. So we should take Nigerians serious.
They don't need the president to work in their state. I said something here yesterday. I said they all have their mandate. The president has his mandate. The state governors were elected. They have their mandate. Do they always need to come, And, just a second. They normally have executive meetings.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Either
weekly or bi-weekly or something. I mean, so they have an opportunity to always see the president. Do you understand? Must they go to Lagos? It has become a tradition.
Well, like we've all said, I think it's a waste of state resources. You've just mentioned it here. They meet at least once in every month at the FEC meeting. But again, it's festive period. It's a time of celebration, a time they have longer breaks.
FEC is where he meets with the ministers.
Yes.
Ministers, okay. Yes.
But they do have this state of...
yes.
Okay, fine. So now, nothing is wrong if it's okay, if they have the time and the resources, personal resources, to visit whoever they want to visit, the president, the vice president, during any festive period. But what I see wrong here is that the man that is not able to go, it should not become an issue. They have a lot of things to discuss and argue over about what affects the people. What benefit is the visiting of the governors to the president, to us, to the development of the country? Does the president use that opportunity to say, oh, you do well in your state, continue, or you are not doing well, go and start doing something about it? If that is it, okay, good and fine. But to me, I don't think it's an issue that should be discussed where somebody's personal assistance and the other one will be arguing it. You didn't come, he came. And that is because of issues that is between them. To me, it's not an important issue.
Careful. Yeah. There's something I've noticed at the state level, or even at the federal level. There is time for politics and there is time for governance. We've not been able to separate the time of politicking and the time of governance. Because as a president, you are president for everybody, the whole country, whether they voted for you or not. Mm-hmm. As a governor, the same thing. But our politicians have not been, especially the governors.
Yeah, because we don't hold them accountable. Immediately they win election, they start planning for the next election. Rather than...
So they go in that party line.
They start looking, all these ones they are paying homages so that federal might will not work against them during the next election.
I'm very unfortunate.
Unfortunate. Do you understand? So that federal might will not work against
because them. You heard the governor of Delta State.
Yes.
Say, I'm with the president.
Yes.
That's a very worry.
Yes.
Say, I'm with the president.
If there's an open video where he was saying the president is, God brought the president, God brought me. President is in support of what I'm doing, I'm in support of what he's doing. You know, we are not against president, obviously. And exactly. We want, if the president succeed, Nigeria succeed.
Exactly.
And the only reason why we're seated at this table is to ensure that the Nigeria succeed. You know, the Nigeria that works for everybody will only probably succeed when a president or all other presidents succeed. And we want them to succeed. So they should leave politics. Once you win election, you should leave politics and continue to govern. That you are going to even be alive to the next election day is by the grace of God. You know, but because we don't hold them accountable, they all act like lords. They already, every SA they are appointing is how they monitor election, next election.
I'm telling you.
So most of the money they amass is for the next election. Everything is for the next election.
Look at what Farotimi said. He said, you didn't allow Nigerian to happen to me. In other words, he said, Yoruba spoke for me, Hausa spoke for me, Christians spoke for me. Every other person spoke for me. But in our judgment or in our outlook as a state, as a nation, we've not seen that play out. We see the president either being tilting towards his people, Yoruba.
Who are his people? That's the mistake we keep making now. And that's why this issue of Bala attending or not attending is becoming an issue. The president's people are Nigerians.
Exactly.
The president people are Nigerians. So that's how it is. So it's because of that me versus you, this, that. We have to agree on
so you look for the best brain in Nigeria.
Once we are Nigerians, we should agree that we are Nigerians. We are already here. We are not separating. We are nothing. We are Nigerians. Okay? Bala not going, even though his mother didn't even die, should not be an issue.
They are making it an issue now because he's on the opposition side from PDP. Mm-hmm. He's not an APC.
And also not an...
If Bala and also not an... Then the governor in charge of the northern the PDP governor.
That's just so they feel that it's an opposition. That is just it, and it's not supposed to be so. One, before he became a governor, he's a human being. Mm-hmm. If you wake up this morning, it's not convenient. Will you be in this studio? So now, because maybe today I'm seated here, and you know you are coming to sit with me, and maybe I have personal issue with you, you are not able to come. Then I will make it an issue. In the first place, he's the father.
And let me be honest with you too. Some of them could abandon their late mom and go for this meeting.
Wow.
Yes.
That's the extent of psychophancy.
Yes. Psychophancy. That's what
that is just it.
Psychophancy. They can abandon. They will just say, "Okay, continue. I'm coming. I must see the president."
Yes.
For psychophancy, they can abandon their late mom and go for this meeting.
There's something Governor Oti of Abia State did recently. The head of civil service in the state is an Edo State man.
Yes.
Oti. I don't know if you saw it.
We are Nigerians.
I know Tinubu has done something like that in Lagos.
We are Nigerians.
But those are encouraging things, that they went through the process of selection. The guy has worked in the civil service.
And he was checkmate.
Yes.
He was upright. He was doing his work, and they selected the best. Not mine. Oti said something. I think I followed it up. He said something. He said, as far as he's concerned, for you to have worked in the state for 10 years and contributed your quota to the state, if you, among the state indigene, you come out the best, he will give you that opportunity. That is what he has just done. That is what should be happening in Nigeria. Not that this man is from my party, he's from my religion, he's from my tribe. It will not make us to go forward.
There's something you used to say, that in Nigeria where everything works.
Yes.
Do you understand? And I don't think that Bala Mohammed not going to the president's house
we pull Nigeria backwards.
Yes.
No, it's not an issue. Just that they like to make news out of everything.
And when you do not have anything to present to people, you start looking for what to present, to put argument in the midst of them. It will give you room
to stoke emotions.
That is just the truth.
A better Nigerian is what we've gone for, and at News Insight, that's what we always are focused. We'll be right back.